Did the US just change its stance on Taiwan? China is furious. The US has just taken off some very important keywords from its official stance on Taiwan. We do not support Taiwan's independence no longer exists on the State Department's website. In the eyes of someone who doesn't get it, it might seem like a minor edit. However, it is a provocation to Beijing and a signal to Taiwan. It's a warning to the world. In global politics, words are weapons, and that slight change has raised a serious question. Is the US subtly shifting its position on Taiwan? And if that's true, what is next? For decades, Taiwan had found itself in a precarious situation where it was neither fully independent nor fully subjected to Beijing's authority. For China, it is a breakaway province that will inevitably reunite with the motherland. According to Taiwan, it is a sovereign democracy. According to the world, it is just traversing a tightrope while maintaining peace without tipping the scales. The US has long engaged in strategic ambiguity, recognizing Beijing diplomatically while offering military and political support to Taiwan. The assurance that we do not support Taiwan's independence was an essential component of this balancing act. So far, while this change does not directly invalidate international laws, it does change effects. It indicates that Washington is reconsidering its approach, or at least trying the waters, in a region where perception can spark conflict. This is crucial. For China, this isn't just a website change. It is a change in tone, which in itself sets precedents. China has long maintained that any movement towards Taiwan's independence would bring serious consequences. Military threats, economic reprisals, political confrontations. Stakes couldn't be higher, with China reacting already. Chinese officials denounced the change almost immediately, calling it a serious regression, one that entertains separatism in Taiwan. With Beijing's bolstered military presence in the Taiwan Strait, which includes fighter jets, naval drills, and cyber operations, this step will further raise tensions. Is this a real policy change or just plain show, go and keep on edging each other? The US insists it's still committed to admitting the policy of one China. But actions are better than both syllable pronunciations and coinage. By eliminating clear-cut rejection of Taiwan's independence, America gains an opportunity to be flexible. This translates to more diplomatic leverage. With no firm denial of independence, the US can bend to respond to ongoing geopolitical winds. A signal to Taiwan. The pro-independence faction on the island could take it as encouragement, even though the US hasn't recruited such an outright commitment. Definitely bad signals for China. With Beijing ramping up military presence around Taiwan, this will be a thumbs up from Washington in pushing the protests, this time without the physical push. So, what is going to happen now? This could be just political theater, but in geopolitics, symbolism matters. Here's what could be next. Escalating Taiwan Strait tensions, more belligerent Chinese military drills and political harassment against Taiwan, strengthening US relations with Taiwan, potential increased arms sales, more trade agreements, and enhances, albeit unofficial, diplomatic engagement to boot. Potential launch into confrontation, national security, that got all kinds of toys from cyber attacks, economic sanctions, or through military provocations, pushed the US toward the more active side of conflict. Best-selling conflict. If rhetoric becomes true, an outrageous conflict amongst the US, China, and perhaps any other international power could pin down into conflict on the Taiwan challenge. That's why it is important to the world. Taiwan is more, somewhat, an economic powerhouse than a geopolitical tinderbox. The advanced semiconductor technology that Taiwan produces is what powers everything from smartphones to military technology. In case of crisis with Taiwan, it could trigger a breakdown in global supply chains and roil any kind of industry and economies across the board. Oh, the US is surely going to downplay the situation, saying it is simply a minor bureaucratic update. This spells disaster for China. The wild card: how will Taiwan react? Are the leaders in Taipei going to see this as a reason to push for more international recognition? Are they going to be cautious enough to avoid it? Well, what is clear is just that Washington made a move and everybody is watching. What do you think? Is Washington changing its position or just sending another finely calculated diplomatic shot? Come discuss with me.